scientists performed an experiment on people with severe cases of epilepsy. Epilepsy is basically this disease that makes your brain spaz out as if you're being electrically shocked and you just become paralyzed and like jitter around. So the experiments gave us some really unusual knowledge about the brain. Medical professionals split the brain of the epileptic person in half to stop the seizures. When the left and the right hemisphere, the brain is made up of two hemispheres, and when they were split, one hemisphere registers visual information and the other registers verbal information, as if like hearing. Each hemisphere controls one hand, one hemisphere controls the left, the other the right. And they were asked to draw an image on two pieces of paper. One paper using the left hand, used by one hemisphere, and the other using the right hand of the other hemisphere, while not looking at the drawings. This way, one hemisphere draws a picture of what the person heard, and the other hemisphere draws what the person saw on the computer screen. So the person was presented with the word pan and an image of a car. Naturally, then one hand drew a pan and the other drew the truck. The person believed he was going to draw the same thing on both papers. That's what he assumed was the idea of the experiment. But what happened next was very creepy and unsettling. When he looked at the different drawings and he was then asked why he drew completely different things, the person made up some excuses that he heard a pan instead of a truck in the distance or some other bullshit, and he thought that he was supposed to draw that. And the experiment was performed many times on many different people, and the results were very similar. That being that the person would try to make some sort of story out and an explanation of why his brain acted in such a way and not in a normal way, why the pictures were not the same as he expected them to be, but instead why they were different. This proves that the brain has an imperative to build an illusion of coherence and unity of its different parts, like the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. The reality is that your brain is actually controlled by different clashing psychological forces that you may or may not be aware of. Let's say you would like to clean your room as an example, but something inside your brain is telling you not to do so. That one part of your brain responsible for your procrastination. So you procrastinate. One thing told you to clean your room and the other thing inside your brain told you not to do it. And you see, you have these clashing forces. Some parts of your brain want you to do X, the other parts of your brain want you to do Y. You have multiple instincts inside you battling for the control of your actions, and you can choose which instinct to propagate through willpower. This is what willpower essentially is. It's the ability to influence one chosen force in your brain over the others. When long distance running, when you run a marathon, it is one of your instincts that keep telling you to stop and that you're too exhausted. But there's also some other will inside you that wants you to continue running. As you get tired, the will to fail and quit gains power. So by practicing willpower, you can counteract that instinct to fail. So some instincts are working against your success. But now that's interesting. Why is that the case? Why would you have instincts that make you weaker by design? Because this evolved for the survival of the species. Some have to dominate. The powerful need underlings whose instinct is not telling them to grow and rival the ruler's power. So this instinct to fail evolved not for the sake of you personally, but for the species as a whole, to maintain order and pyramid of leadership. It's so that leaders have people weaker than them for them to lead. In the modern day, the will to fail is being exploited by the technocrats that make social media and entertainment and their allies. Why would someone doom scroll YouTube Shorts or TikTok? I mean, it has no logical reason, evolutionarily, or any reason, any benefit for the person scrolling. But it has an evolutionary benefit, those who exploit the scroller. The average person, the one evolutionarily designed to be submissive to the ruler, is the biggest demographic worldwide. And look at the average person. Overweight, no sunlight exposure, no trust, no adventurous spirit, low testosterone, no desire to conquer the world or have his name remembered, no ambition, instead reliant on the services of those technocrats. Their will to grow in power is non-existent. Only the will for Earth's survival remains. And even then, they they still fall to nihilism, so it's not even that present. Behaviorally, how are they different from ants, other than with, technology and the whole human civilization shit? The worker ant has no desire for power. It follows the same ruler and is reliant on it. This insect mentality, this quantity over quality, masses of people with no ambition or desire to be great, worm-like. But there is a minority of ambitious people who see the world as a place to explore and to spread their influence over, become great and remembered, master their body, mind, and the material around them. The man of self-improvement is becoming more common by time. But many would like to be like that, yet they still fail, betrayed by their own mind. My purpose on this channel is to help you make that final push and kill your worm psychology, to make you like a lion who strives for power. You might have this ick, this uncomfortable feeling when I'm telling you to desire power. That's because you have been conditioned into the insect mentality. Seeking power sounds a bit evil or vain, but money is power, health is power, loyal friends are power. You definitely would love to have the luxury that money offers, or perfect health, mental or physical, an aesthetic body that would attract women and loyal friends that you can trust, who accept you and help you grow alongside them, a sense of community. That's all power. And yet you've been taught that it's somehow, some way bad, or even that talking about yourself as someone who wants power is cringe. I'm just a guy. I don't seek power. I just want to be a normal guy. Ha ha ha. Bullshit, loser. You immediately associate power with what evil, powerful men did, like evil dictators, but you think of good, powerful men as well. Those who brought economic stability and prosperity to their people. Think of Roosevelt, who fought for human rights, or Marcus Aurelius, whose goal was to bring prosperity to Rome through law and reforms. Of course, they all could have used their power and influence for evil, but power in itself is not evil. It amplifies you as a person. Whether you're good or bad is a completely different issue. Think of your mind as a gradient bar, where on one end you have a worm and on the other you have a lion, and it's formed like a tug of war. The worm instinct pulls you into the direction of the insect mentality, and the lion pulls you into the power mentality. You could choose one of the instincts through your actions and your will that will eventually form into your self-image. Your self-image is the permanent shape of your instincts, the way you think of yourself permanently. So let's give an example. An athlete believes that he's an athlete, therefore he automatically, instinctively does athletic things because that comes from his identity. It's natural for him. Favoring the lion is rejecting this modern indoctrination of man into an insect species and allowing yourself to become stronger and more independent in beliefs and material goods. The more you lean toward the worm, the less energy and desire to do anything meaningful you have. So on the lion's side, you have vitality. Vitality is what self-improvement sphere talks about, but does not put it into one concise word. Everybody looking for self-improvement videos for motivation essentially just wants to be vital. It is the strength and health of body and mind. From vitality, you get all the motivation that you look for in some stupid inspirational videos. When getting inspired from videos online, your motivation is temporary, is it not? Go back with your mind and think about it. Your motivation is infinite when it comes to vitality. It's the matter of generating inspiration from yourself, such as the case of vitality, when you're healthy. So your body produces enough energy and good hormones in a perfect balance so that you automatically want to be productive. Or taking it from the outside, that is motivation, where you see someone else being super successful, super inspirational, so you, with your current present thoughts, you want to be like them, therefore you're motivated. But it doesn't last long. All this bullshit of being scared to approach a girl or procrastinating comes from this one issue: you lack vitality. So let this be the compass for you on your self-improvement journey. Do things that believe would make you more vital and avoid things that make you feel weak, tired. I'm not saying like tired after like a good day of work, but tired with prolactin after another session of fapping, some bullshit like that, or staying up late. Avoid that. That kills your vitality. That kills everything that you want to have in life. So let this be a compass for you on your self-improvement journey. On my channel, I will guide you and provide you the knowledge to regain that vital spirit that was taken away from you by exploiting your instincts. I will let you regain that burning desire for success that does not fade over time and allow him to become that person that is capable of doing what he sets his mind to.